Welcome back, everybody, to Maniacal Musings. I'm your host, Jeremy, as always, and it's been a long 2 weeks since we did a normal show, and I've missed it. But we weren't fearing no reapers or nothing. We were just guest issues. Let's put it that way, just guest issues.
Blame it on the bald fat kid over here.
No. I mean the last 2 weeks. Tonight was not even close to the last 2 weeks issues.
Okay.
But once again, we're back to do what we do best. And of course, I'm not alone. I am joined by my faithful co-host. He's a sinful lover himself, Mr. CJ, playing the music god over that way. Yeah, I gotta play right. Yay. I didn't write a freaking intro for this one, guys. Sorry, time got away from me today. But holiday week, you'll live. And we are glad to be back. And trust me, be happy we didn't do an episode we were going to do a couple weeks ago, because it would have been brutal reviews. It would have been brutal. But somebody tried to bring Mariah Carey.
Oh, no. It's too early for that. Don't defrost her yet.
It was her new fucking album, too. That's the worst thing.
But it wasn't even like the good preppy Mariah Carey. It's like the new one that's just garbage. Painful to listen to, dude.
It's hot garbage. You think with her name power now, she'd be able to get good guests. Nope.
Nothing, huh? I didn't even know she had anything out, to be honest with you.
Oh, it's...
You did not.
No longer married to Tommy Mottola, bro. Because Tommy would have never let this see the light of
day. Well, folks, that other voice you hear is our guest this week. We are very happy to have on Mr. Eddie Ravenscar, co-host of Creepy Coffees podcast. What's going on, Eddie?
I'm just hanging out, trying to get the power back on over here. You know how it goes.
Yeah, I definitely have to. Have yet to lose power in this house.
Knock on wood for that one. It sucks.
I just did.
Yeah, and you know it always happens when something's scheduled to go on, and it's that. What is that? Murphy's Law, Jeremy's Law, or whatever? I don't know.
That's Murphy's Law. Jeremy's Law wouldn't do that.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me here tonight. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, well, it's a pleasure to have you on. Why don't you tell our audience a little bit about your podcast?
Well, it's Creepy Coffees, and it started out just we were interested in kind of horror and macabre and true crime and everything, and it kind of took on a life of its own where what goes great with horror and staying up late and ghost hunting? Coffee. So we've thrown a little bit of coffee culture in there. And we've got horror, coffee, and we even got our own coffee out now called Creepy Coffees Podcast Coffee.
Original name.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you can mainly get it online. I'm guessing it's not available on most local and still maybe local stores, but
no, it's not. We actually just launched it last week. And it's available on our website, creepycoffees.com. Under the roasters, we roast our own. Literally, we go out to the garage and roast it. And then we bag it up and we ship it out. And we're doing pretty well. I'm surprised. We've gotten quite a bit of orders and quite a bit of followings on it. But our true love is still doing the horror stories and the reviews and, going and doing some ghost hunting.
I'm muted. Nice. I actually run. I don't know if you know this, but I actually run a paranormal podcast myself, so I get it. Well,
that's awesome. What is yours?
Paranormal: The New Normal. I actually had to look because I'm like, I feel like I interviewed this couple already, and I'm like, oh, maybe I didn't. I could have swore Creepy Coffees came across my spectrum at some point, and like I was able to see it, but I was like, maybe not. Maybe
no. This is a first.
I haven't actively been looking for guests for that show for a year. Basically, it's just when people come to me asking to be on, I'm like, sure. But sure. I have so many episodes that's just like, yeah, I don't need to freaking go recruiting people to be on my show right now. But
Right. Well, if you decide you want to, I have got, I'm going out to the Stanley Hotel on the 9th, and we're spending a week out there, and we're going to be chasing ghosts left and right and doing a lot of videos. So I'm happy to share with you and your audience.
well, we definitely could do it in the future. That's definite. And what up, Cheyenne? Thanks for watching. Sorry I didn't get a chance to shout you out yet, but yeah, I definitely would be down to have you on. I don't New Year probably at some point, but I just I didn't.
Right, moving on.
Yeah, wife's been on me and I record so much, so I kind of stopped recording that show completely just because I don't need to. So why waste time?
Sure.
But well, we're here today to talk music, not the Great Bigfoot. So unfortunately, but what album did you want to bring us, man? I'm excited about this.
With open ears and open mind, one of the greatest bands out of New York City, Blue Oyster Cult's Agents of Fortune.
And what made you want to bring this one? I mean, besides the fact that you think it's the greatest.
It's a phenomenal album. It's definitely when BOC, in my opinion, was in their prime. And excuse me, myself being from the Cleveland area, I grew up listening to a lot of this stuff. And I remember when they were coming through town for this album, and I can't remember what the other album was. And I wanted to go so desperately and so bad, but I was still too young to go on my own to concerts. And so I sat there pouting in my bedroom, stole a beer from the refrigerator, sat up in my room and just played this album over and over and over and cranked it as loud as I can. And it's just got a special meaning for me that it's a great album.
Yeah. Oh, Macho Game. How? Who would I want to go first in my mirror? You, CJ.
Feel free, bro. I got nothing for this one.
All right. Yeah, I got no rhyme or reason for tonight. We got no rhyme or reason for tonight's album choices, really. So I'll go first. I am a massive Blue Oyster Cult fan, so it's actually funny because I almost brought this album like 3-4 episodes ago. Because we did the guest brought something from that year, and I almost brought that album because I'm like that's one I haven't brought yet. But I was like, you know what? Nah, I've done a lot of Blue Oyster Cult lately. I'll pick something else and see. Fate's worked out because now you bring it to me. So
right,
it worked.
Right
now. But it's funny because the last two I brought are literally the ones that are around this album. I brought Secret Trees and Spectrees in the last this year. So
great albums, yeah,
they are. I mean, I actually never heard the whole Agent of Fortune's album until today. I've heard a few of the songs off it and whatnot, but I never heard the full album front to back. Yeah. I will say I like Spectrees and Secret Trees better. Like those albums are just better all the way through. This album definitely has its hits, and it has some good songs on it that I never knew existed. So
right.
I wasn't disappointed. It's Blue Oyster Cult. I'm not gonna be disappointed in their prime.
Right.
If you brought a 2001 album of theirs, maybe it would be a little disappointed. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I've been trying to hold off on checking out their newer stuff because it's just some bands need to retire.
You know, it's not that bad. Their last album, The Symbol Remains the Same. There's some good songs on there, but you can definitely hear that it's more for the time now, where back when this was written, you know, they were still pushing the Great White Underbelly and everything else. So their music has definitely changed, and I still find this to be one of their best albums.
I mean, but this album is freaking actually pretty bomb. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there's a lot of good tracks in here I never knew existed. Even there's tracks in here that I never even knew existed that are like, oh my god, how have I never heard this song?
Right? Yeah, and you know what's cool about it too is what is it? Patti Smith is on there, and a lot of people don't know that. What was his name? Albert Bouchard and Patti Smith. It's either Albert Bouchard. It's one of the Bouchard brothers. I know that at that time was dating Patti Smith, and she, came in with a lot of the Vera Gemini with her, and what's that other one? Sinful Love and Tattooed Vampire. That's it. That's all with Patti Smith, and you can't go wrong. You know, like I said, to me, from 1976, this album is one of the best ones that came out that year.
There's actually a lot. There's actually a few good albums that year, but that one is definitely the best. But CJ, what did you think of this album? I know for you, from experience, that Lewis Call with you is always hit or miss. But
yeah, I they are very hit or miss for me. I swear this is a record that I grew up hearing because I have an uncle who was a massive collector, vinyl, that kind of stuff. Obviously,
well, Don't Fear the Reaper was all over the radio
I was
too.
gonna say, everybody knows the Reaper.
Right.
I listened to this record and I don't remember anything from it. And I sat through it just thinking, yeah, it's not connecting in my head on any level. Like, it just was one of them records that was kind of like, okay, it's not terrible, but it's definitely not something I would listen to. It's not Boston or Bob Seger or Tom Waits or something, random or eclectic that I would listen to. So this one was kind of...
It was rough for you to sit down for 45 minutes?
I mean, it was, like I said, it wasn't terrible, but nothing jumped out at me like the other ones that we've done, and at least a guitar riff here or there that were kind of cool, or it had a song that had a cool theme. But this one was just kind of like this one kind of ranks up there like among the Zeppelins and
wow, I'm gonna have to fight for this one, aren't I?
Like I said, I don't mean to sound. I'm not trying not to sound negative because it's not a terrible record. It's not like hear this again. It's just and the weird thing is, this is a weird thing with me. I have heard records that I don't connect to.
Sure.
Blue October. When I first heard Blue October, I heard one song. Never want to hear it again. That was the worst goddamn band I've ever heard in my life. My friend was insistent that I listen to Blue October. Give them another chance. They're terrible. Never want to hear this fucking band again. Months later, I'm laying in bed. Lights are off. Normally, I would listen to Zeppelin, but I had a playlist on. Song comes on, and I was like, this is a really great fucking song. I love this fucking song. What is this song? And I look at my phone, and I'm like, you fucking there's no fucking way. So
Blue October.
To the record. Fucking love them now. And I'm like, so I'm not saying if I were to listen to this a second time or a third time, it wouldn't connect with me.
Sure. Well, I'll be honest with you. Like you're saying, when I first heard the album, the only thing that rang in my ear was Don't Fear the Reaper. And that's because that's what was all over the radio. But as I've gotten older and started listening to it again, there's more and more songs that if you dig into the words, like ETI, extraterrestrial intelligence, that's about UFOs landing and government conspiracies. 3 men come up and say you didn't see nothing, but wait, there's more, and it's one of those albums, like you say, you have to dig into it a little bit. And your first listen really can be kind of offsetting, but this is one of those that, well, to me anyway, every time I listen to it, I find something new in there that I didn't realize before. And for 45 years later, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it definitely.
That's it. I've got so much going on right now. It's hard to concentrate sometimes too.
Sure.
So,
well, we're getting older too. That doesn't make it any easier.
Yeah, definitely backs it. Yeah, I mean, it. Trust me, there's a reason I start with the guest album always usually, and starting with this one this morning was definitely the good choice because
There
it was
you
a
go.
good way. It was a good like start. It was a good start your workday album. Like it
Yeah.
kind
Yep.
of like started off slow and then got really like banging towards the end. I was like, oh shit. But
Yeah.
So here's the hard part. What are your top 5 tracks off the album, Eddie?
Well, shit. My number one favorite all time is ETI Extraterrestrial. Like I was defending that one. Then it would go into The Revenge of Vera Gemini, Your Bone Like a Snake. I mean, come on. You know, with Patti Smith singing on that. I love Patti Smith. Her voice and everything, her attitude, phenomenal. Yeah, and then after that, I would go with Tenderloin. That's closer to the end. And then Debbie and Denise after that. Those are 2 great songs. And it's just kind of a perfect way to close out the album. And then my number 5 hit on there, I got to go with The Radio with Reaper because earlier today coming home, it was on Sirius XM and I cranked it up and I was like, yes, yes. And it still rings. It still rings true. So Reaper's not my number 1 ETI, and I recommend everybody go and listen to it again. Read the words. It's badass. It's about UFOs and the government conspiracy and the 3 Men in Black. That's where actually the movie Men in Black came from, was from that song and from the government. And there's just so much more to it than, as they say on there, but wait, there's more.
Yeah, they definitely hit some hidden messages in that song, and that's why I love BOC. They fucking they like to reveal the shit sometimes, but they like to stir the pot. But I had 2 honorable mentions because this is a fucking great album, so I had to have 2 honorable mentions. And Tenderloin was my first honorable mention because the guitar is interesting as shit, and it made me like look at it and be like, huh, this is new,
right?
And then my other honorable mention I'd known for years, and it's a fun Blue Oyster Cult song. This Ain't the Summer of Love is always a fun song.
That's
just a good
tune.
It's just a good party. It's good party song. It's basically what it is.
Right.
But my number 5 was ETI because I mean, like I said, paranormal podcaster. I love the fucking drops like that from BOC, and it's and I'm not gonna go into a rant about UFOs because not that show. But I mean, it's definitely it's interesting, and I mean, ETI is a really good song. The guitar's great on it, and the lyrics are great. And I mean, it's about aliens. Come the fuck on. But
right.
My number 4 was Sinful Love because the tempo and the guitar work in that one too just blew me away. Like how great Sinful Love really is.
Right.
I never heard that one. I can't believe I've never heard that one or my number 1. But my number 3, I honestly went into this assuming the song would be number 1. I was happy when it got knocked down actually. But number 3 is obviously Don't Fear the Reaper. Who doesn't love hearing that freaking song and that background of episode Supernatural when they're getting chased by Grim Reapers? So
yeah, absolutely.
And plus, all I can think about when I hear that song is more cowbell.
Yeah. You know, I met Buck Dharma one time over at NAMM, and I went up to him and I was very polite and and I asked to get a picture with him, and he just says, as long as you don't mention cowbell, we can talk all afternoon, but I don't want to hear anything about no fucking cowbell. And I just had to laugh because a lot of people, because of that skit on Saturday Night Live, they discovered Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of funny how things work out. For some, it's a curse, and for others, it's a blessing. But it's still one of my faves. I can still rock to it.
I mean, it's classic. I rarely will turn it off if it comes on. But
yeah,
it's just classic. But and it's got a good life lesson. But my number two was Morning Final, which I never heard that song, but that song fucking slammed. Like I fucking was like headbanging to that song pretty hard. Same with my number 1, which blew me the fuck away, and I was like, oh my god, how have I not heard this song? But it seems like every Blue Oyster Cult album that comes on the show, I hear something I never heard before, and I'm like, how? But Tattoo Vampire.
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds like it's 30 years ahead of its time almost.
Right. It's one of those hidden gems that
I mean, I I could see it being like a Godsmack song or something like that, like in the 2000s. So the fact that they did it back in '76, I was like, damn, like okay. I'm like, BOC continues to impress me every time I listen to them. Something new always blows me away. So shit. But yeah, I fucking good album choice. I was very immensely pleased when you brought that compared to the last album choice we deal with. So,
the album that will not be named.
I'd have to know the name. But CJ, what were your top 5 if you got them, or where?
I had Vera Gemini and Don't Fear the Reaper on my list. Those are kind of the 2 songs that I kind of paid the most attention to. So that was sort of what I took away from this.
Yeah, I wanted to like that Vera song, but I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why. I just couldn't get into it at that point. But I wanted to like the last the 2 close. Well, Tenderloins I did like, but the Diana and Debbie song, like I thought I would get into it, but I'm like, the Double D song. I thought I would get into it, but I just I couldn't. I don't know what it was. Maybe I don't know. But
that's one of those that you have to appreciate the eccentricities and being stoned listening to Blue Oyster Cult when you were younger. So, and it grows on you. It really does. It's one of those songs.
It's a day that ends in Y, so I was. But I mean, just I don't know. Next time I listen, maybe I'll get into it. But
it'll take a while. It's one of those that the more you listen to it, the more it'll grow like fungus, in your head. It takes a little bit of time, and it will grow. And pretty soon you'll be like me. You'll put the album on in every track.
Yeah, probably. I had a bunch of them to my list on Spotify, so they're there. But
sure,
folks, I guess it's time we can get into my album first, because see, I went a different way than I normally go for picking my album. Usually, I look at the year it came out, and I did look at '67, and I'm like, we just did a '67 episode, like I said a few weeks ago, because I was going to bring this album on then. I think was that the Boston album that came out in '67, CJ?
Do what?
Was it the Boston's first album that came out in '67?
No, it came out in '76.
I mean, wait a minute. This came out in '76 too.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that was the episode. That was the episode I was going to bring BOC on in. I was going to bring this album on that episode to face Boston, but I'm like, I ended up bringing Styx instead, which
Grand Illusion.
She brought Boston. I brought Seeger.
Yeah, and I brought Styx.
And
no, I brought Crystal Ball. Grand Illusion was in '76, I don't think, but I already brought that on anyway. But I brought Crystal Ball because it was the last of a trilogy thing. But so we've been doing Motown brackets in our specials for the last month basically, and this one band I've been wanting to bring on for a while now, and I was like, all right, you know what? Now I'm in the mood. Now let's bring this band the fuck on, and I'm starting a theme. I'm continuing the theme next week too, but I was like, let's bring on the Four Tops Reach Out album, because there's a few Four Top songs on the different parts of this bracket we're doing, and I always love the Four Tops, especially one of the songs in this album, the one it's named after. I always loved that song when I heard it in grocery stores as a kid, and then I'm like, all right, you know what? I want to discover this whole album. I want to see if I like all the Four Tops as much as I like these couple songs I know I like, because they're huge hits. And I wasn't disappointed. I mean, it's definitely hit or miss. I'm not gonna say the whole album's amazing. I almost expected it to be a little better than it was, but I mean, they have a lot of albums, so maybe there's another album that's a little bit better. I'm sure, maybe the second album. I think
it's called The Greatest Hits. That's the best one.
I mean, that's the case for any band. But for the 2 songs that were in the bracket so far from them, I wanted to bring on this album, and I was like, you know what? Let's start with this. I'm not gonna be disappointed no matter what, and I really wasn't. It was. I discovered some new songs I never heard before that I freaking loved. So
yeah.
So
then, what are your top 5 then?
We'll get to that in a bit. But first, I want to hear what you thought of the Four Tops.
Myself?
Oh, yes, you.
I love the Four Tops. I always have. I grew up loving Motown. I used to go to when I lived in Cleveland. Growing up, we used to go to Detroit every 3 months because my sister's doctor was there. So I've been to Hitsville from the time I could walk to when I got older. And the Four Tops to me is just like a distant aunt and uncle that I know from the other side of the tracks. I love Four Tops. And this is one of their greatest albums. I mean, come on, they got Bernadette on it. Bernadette is such a badass song. The harmonies on that, Mr. Ruffin himself singing that, just it sends chills. You know, it really does.
It does. I mean, I have an opinion on that song, but I'll get to it when I get to my top 5. But
okay,
I'm dying because I know CJ's about to smile. Because what did you think of the Four Top album, CJ?
I'm the same way. I mean, I'm from the Detroit area, born and raised here. So, you know, grew up with a stepmother who, she was kind of the odd one out. I was the punk and metalhead. My dad was the Bob Seger in Boston and Bad Company guy. And then she was the Motown fanatic. So I heard a lot of the Four Tops, the Temptations, artists like LaBelle and Shaka Khan and that kind of stuff. So cool record, kind of hilarious. Listening to them sing a bunch of monkey songs.
The
Last Train to Clarksville. Yeah.
One monkey song, one Beach Boys song, and one song.
Songs on there.
I mean, only the songs I don't know the Monkeys did originally, but
okay.
But I mean, I saw a Monkey song and a Beach Boys song, but I mean, the covers. I saw like 3 covers, and I was like, really? I'm like, I know everybody stole from everybody back then, but Jesus, like,
it's crazy because if you look through the catalogs and depending on what site you're on, the album's covers change.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's nothing consistent about that time period when it came to album covers.
I mean, we do a Billboard bracket on one of my other shows too, and like in the same year, you'll have 3 artists like in the 50s that would do like the same song in the same year, and they all would hit the Billboard chart that year.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, I guess people like back then just didn't have many choices, so they listened to whatever the hell was on. But
yeah,
basically. But
you have the Monkees doing this, then you have Dion doing this, then the Platters doing this, and yeah.
I mean, this theme would have went on for 3 weeks if we got to the last episode. Because I brought Dion the last episode. What do you get to do?
Did you really?
Yeah, because I was in a Dion mood because I love 2 of his songs, and I saw that he released a new album this year, so I was like, sure, let's go with it.
Yeah,
and that was the right.
I don't believe in Last Train to Clarksville.
Oh, I thought I'm a believer. I forgot about that one because I didn't put it on my list because it sucked. It was that worst version of it.
Song before the Monkees. But...
I'd rather watch Shrek and hear that version than listen to the fucking version by Four Tops of that song. But well, okay, I had 2 honorable mentions on this one too because it's the fucking Four Tops. Come on. And Last Train to Clarksville is actually the only cover on my list, and it was an honorable mention because they did a decent job of that one. I like the main singer's voice on it, but all the other covers were fucking garbage. And what else did there do but Think About You is my other honorable mention because I've heard of that one before, and it's always a decent song. It's not their greatest, but it's a decent song. My number 5 is I'll Turn to Stone. I don't think I ever really heard that one. I know like the name Turn to Stone, but I don't think I ever heard that song, and it actually was really good. Same with my number 4, Walk Away Renee. I have never heard that song, and that song blew me away. Like that's a Four Top song. As soon as I heard that, I was just like, what the frig? That's so freaking that's a good song. And good message. But my number 3 is the only other one I didn't know already, and that's Standing in the Shadows of Love. Because it almost sounds like one of their other songs, like it has the same tempo, but
right.
It's got a great, which that's gonna be a theme coming up in a second. But it had great lyrics. There's the freaking doo-woppiness of their background singing was really good on it. So, but my number 2 is Bernadette because I freaking discovered that in the bracket 3 weeks ago, and I freaking love that song now. But they steal the freaking tempo from my number one and use it for Bernadette, and it kind of pisses me off because like you couldn't come up with a new tempo. Like it's literally almost sounds like the same. Like it almost seems like the same exact song like over and over again. She's like, really? But and my number one, speaking of that, is "Reach Out, I'll Be There" because it's one of the most amazing classic songs of all time. Every time I heard it in the grocery store since I was a little kid, I freaking loved that song. Just the melodies and harmonies in their voice, like it's so short. I want like an extended version of it that's like 4 minutes at least. But
absolutely, yeah.
Actually, I should look and see if they really did do that or not. But what were your top 5 for the Four Tops?
For me, the whole album I really like, but if I had to pick the top 5, I'm gonna go with Bernadette as number 5, just because I love the groove, and that was one of the first things that I can remember hearing from the Four Tops, especially CJ, you're from Detroit area, you said. CKLW. Do you remember CKLW? 700 AM. That's where I first heard it when AM was still popular. Listening to CKLW. Then Standing in the Shadows of Love. I've always liked that. That's a good song. I really like the newer version that Miami Steve Van Zandt from Springsteen's band and Little Steven and the Disciples of Soul. If you haven't heard that version yet, do yourself a favor and definitely listen to it because it will.
I shall.
That would be my number 1 if it was Little Steven. And then 3, I kind of dig I'm a Believer just because it's so corny and it did come from the Monkees, and it's got that innocence that the 60s had.
I'd say it's actually a Neil Diamond song originally.
Is it really?
Yeah.
There's a whole nother show in itself, Neil Diamond.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a believer. Just like I'm like, you're not Davy Jones. Don't try to fucking sing this song,
right? Yeah, you're not.
Ironically enough, when he posted that, I was actually listening to Neil Diamond's Greatest Hits when he sent me the link.
Nice.
I almost went with the Neil Diamond Greatest Hits just because, and then I thought, I don't want to be like completely cheesy and go with like Neil Diamond, but
Double Diamond, Diamond Down, yeah.
I chose something different, but
there you go.
That's actually what I was listening to when Jeremy sent the link.
Sure. And then my number 2 would be Seven Rooms of Gloom, and the number 1, Reach Out, I'll Be There. It's been covered by everybody from them to Michael Jackson to you name it, and it's just a phenomenal song. It's one of the most, to me, honestly, it's a perfect example of what a hit single should be. Everything's there in place.
Yep, perfect chorus, perfect fucking verses in between. Like it's just, I mean, it's literally you're right. It's literally what music should fucking be. But,
right.
Well, it's to some degree. I mean, I kind of want to hear a metal version of it. That's what I'm waiting to hear is a metal version of it.
Yeah.
If one doesn't exist, I could not know about one yet. I don't know. I'll just Spotify search that tomorrow. But CJ, what were your top 5 for the Four Tops?
I got Wonderful Baby, Bernadette, I'll Be There, I'll Turn Stone. But my favorite, it's a Tim Hardin song. It's another cover. It's If I Were a Carpenter. If I Were a Carpenter is one of those songs that I don't think people like cover it nearly enough. It's a really catchy song, and it'd be a really good song for like someone like Chris Stapleton or Teddy Swims that would.
Teddy Swims would sound really good, yeah.
Yeah, like it would be one of those songs like somebody like Teddy or Chris that has that soulful voice.
Because that is if you listen to it, a difficult song to sing, and like you're saying, not anybody can just do it. But Teddy Swims, I'm glad you said that. I could totally hear that.
Yeah.
Which you're right. Not everybody can sing it because the Four Tops certainly couldn't. But I I did not like that song at all. I was like, we're from them. I was like, ugh, what the fuck, dude? I'm like, you guys.
It's an old Dylan style folk song originally.
No, I know the song, but I'm like, that's the other cover I was trying to think of is that one, and I was like, really? I'm like, I knew right away when I saw it on the list.
Like it just because it's a different kind of song for them to cover. So I like that kind of went a little bit. No pun intended. I like that they went out on a limb to cover this one. So.
Well,
that's my bad pun for the night.
You get one. But all right, it's time to get to it because I'm actually dying to get to this last album. CJ.
Me too.
Oh, we'll see if it's the same reason or not. But what album did you want to bring, CJ?
I wanted to lighten the mood and bring something that wasn't serious. It was just big, goofy fun. So I went to Spotify. I have a Irish punk playlist, and I randomized it. And the first band, the very first song, the very first band, very first record on the list was the German band Fiddler's Green. It's their new record called The Green Machine. They have a ton of really great records, but this is their newest one. They have a new one coming out, I think, in February. But it's called The Green Machine, and it's just big, bombastic, obnoxious. It's everything you expect from good Irish punk. If you like bands like the Dropkick Murphys and Flogging Molly and the Real Mackenzies and bands like that, you can't go wrong with Fiddler's Green because they're fucking awesome.
Well, before I get into my opinion on them, what did you think of them, Reddy?
I never heard of them before, and I was totally shocked when I got it, and I put it on to listen to it with my headphones, and I couldn't turn it off. I absolutely loved it. They were fucking amazing. Who doesn't love good old Irish, let's kick some ass and get shit-faced on whiskey music? Because of this, I literally went and dug through their catalog, and I listened to more of their stuff, and I learned about them. And if nothing else was accomplished from this, you brought this to my table, and I absolutely loved it. 100%. I cranked it, go dancing around, and like it, just loved it. If I still drank, I would have had some Hennessy, and I'd have been shit-faced, raising hell with it. It was just a lot, like you said, a lot of fun from start to finish.
Yeah.
Well,
here comes the downer. Go.
No, not and that's not in the fucking slightest.
Kind of stuff, so that's one of the reasons I picked it, because I know
CJ knows me and my love for theme bands. You can't take someone who loves Scottish pirate music and expect them not to like some fucking German Irish music, and great German Irish music at that, because I am a huge fan of Dropkick Murphys to begin with, and I have been for fucking 20 years. And Fiddler's Green, I've heard of them. I never actually checked them out, but I've heard of the name and I knew who they were. So when he brought it, I was like, all right, I guess I finally get to listen to this band for the first time. And as soon as I started today, I was like, damn. I'm like, this is like Ailstorm, but Irish. I'm like, this is actually fucking amazing. The same style songs and everything, same crazy ass lyrics, like I'm just and same rocking freaking guitar. So I was like, all right, I'm down with this. I freaking loved it. I think I literally put this whole CD in my like list on Spotify, and I think I followed the band so I could go back and check out their other stuff. I'm like, this blew me away. Like,
other bands of this style have kind of had ups and downs, and maybe lean more into a folk style or whatever, or done acoustic stuff. Fiddler's Green has been pretty consistent. They've just been loud and raucous the whole fucking time. Like
everything I've heard, like you said,
it's
just
on the floor, man. Like, they got one record where they kind of did. So I think it was called Go Folk Yourself. That was like an acoustic live record. But other than that, it's sounds pretty much like this. I mean, they're a party band, you know.
Oh, 100%. I would gladly down a couple pints listening to them in a second. Like,
yeah.
I'd gladly. I may do that this weekend. I don't freaking know, but it's a freaking damn good album. I enjoyed the shit out of it. I was like, all right, CJ wins the album of the week this week, even though we don't do that. He wins it. I'll start it this week just for that. But what are your top 5 from CJ? I'm trying to get to these songs.
So my one honorable mention is My Fairy of the West. It's a fun song, but the other number 5 is Departing Glass, just because it's kind of one of those poignant songs of like, you know, it's the end of the night, everybody has to go home. Here's the parting glass, you know, it's that sort of poignant song. Number 4, I Don't Like Alcohol. Hilarious lyrics of, you know, I don't like alcohol, but alcohol loves me. Number 3 is A Good Irish Bar. It's just one of them songs, man, that it's got that kick to it. But my top 2, number 1 is The Bog, because The Bog has that sort of Irish lilt to it.
Right.
You know, it's got that do beat to it. Where the guy's not really playing drums, he's just playing the bass drum. You know, it's got that doom. But number 1, the lyrics are fucking hilarious. It's like the story of my life and everyone that I have to deal with. Number 1 is May the Road Rise Up. Because
100%
are just like, you know, he's like, you know, you're a prick, you're a dick. And I was like, oh God, this is just like everyone I've dealt with over the past month with everything going on with Mom. I just want to sing them this song. Like, so that's my top 5, you know. But pretty much every song on this record is just, there's really not a bad song.
Oh, there isn't. There really fucking isn't. Like I said, they're all on my list for reasons. But what were your top 5 for Fiddler's Green? There, Eddie.
You know, Jeremy, I can't pick a top 5 because I love the entire album. It's from start to finish, no matter where you hit play or drop a needle or whatever. It's mind blowing. It's just fun music that if you don't like it, you're fucking brain dead. Yeah. You know, it's bottom line. So
yeah, like songs like Good Irish Bar and I Don't Like Alcohol. Even if you don't drink, it makes you want to drink. Like
exactly. That's what I said. If I still drank, I'd have been shit faced listening to this. And it's just the whole thing. And I'm a huge fan of theirs now. And I'm thankful for that, you know. So sorry if I broke code, but I don't have a top 5. The whole thing.
No, that used to be called Pulling a Jeremy in the show because I used to just rank the whole album. I used to just bring my own albums and rank every fucking track on them, like because I'd be like I can rank them all. But
yeah,
I mean, I had 2 honorable mentions on this one too. Actually, every album this week I had 2 honorable mentions, but The Parting Glass was a good fucking ending song for it. I really enjoyed the shit out of that, so that was my number 7, I guess. My other honorable mention was I Don't Like Alcohol, which I wish it was a little faster and heavier, but I get why it's not. But yeah, the alcohol does like me. The alcohol does like me. Who am I to disagree? I fucking love that lyric. So I had to put on the list. But it kind of reminds me of Marilyn. It kind of reminds me of Marilyn Manson's like I don't like the drugs, but the drugs like me.
Right.
Yeah.
But my number 5 was I Need a Volunteer. That was fucking hilarious and a great fucking headbanging song. Number 4 was Ready for the Ball because it almost reminded me of like Dropkick Murphys' Flanagan's Ball. So like I love that for that reason. My number 3 was The Bog because that's a fucking great way to open the album. Like that was that as soon as I heard that song start, I was like,
that's the second song.
Okay.
Playing Hyde and Delucity was the first one.
Oh yeah, I wasn't a huge fan. That one was good, but it wasn't amazing. But
about the prostitute.
Yeah. But the bog blew me away. That's when I really got into this album. I was like, all right, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. My Fairy of the West was number 2. I love that song. That song is really good. I like any good old Irish song about a girl. But And my number one, same as CJ, was because it's reminiscent of one of my favorite Ailstorm songs. Fuck you with an anchor. May the road rise up to me. May the road rise up to meet you. Because it's I used to go to a restaurant when I was a little kid, and they had the original "May the road rise up to meet you" like prayer or whatever the hell it was, like crocheted on a thing in the bathroom. So when you're sitting there taking a shit, you'd be reading that 1,000 times. I must have read it 5,000 times as a kid. But so when I saw that on there, I'm like, are they actually doing the real one, the original? And then as soon as I heard the lyrics, I was like, okay, this is good. This is better. Okay, they're not just doing an old Irish folk song. They're gonna actually make it their own. Fuck yeah. I saw that it was the one explicit song in the whole album, and I was like, ooh, okay, this has promises.
Dude, I swear, like you know, I'm not a fan of gimmick bands. Every once in a while, there is a band that has a gimmick that I don't mind. So I was watching something, and an Ailstorm thing popped up, and it was them. They brought this 12-year-old kid on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not familiar with Ailstorm's music.
I've seen that video.
Kid starts singing the song, and it's the anchor song, and I'm like, that's not a real song. So I go to the Ailstorm catalog, and I'm like, oh, well, fuck me. It is a real song. Okay. So I'm like playing the song like really loud because I was thinking of this song, like literally, like I knew this one. And same thought. I was like, it's very similar to May the Road Rise Up. So it was kind of like, okay, now I have to go back and actually listen to Ailstorm because they actually weren't terrible. And
I love Ailstorm.
Yeah,
Ailstorm's another fun band.
I'm infamously a dick when it comes to any kind of gimmick band.
Like, I mean, he doesn't like fucking Gwar, so
really.
But I love Necrogoblicon. John
and
Goblin
you don't like Gwar?
I'm not a Gwar fan. I'm not a Ghost fan. I am not a fan of Sleep Token.
Gwar was a gimmick before there really even was a gimmick.
Well, kind of, yeah. I mean, gimmicks go all the way back to Alice Cooper and Kiss and shit like that. But
I mean,
I don't know.
But I mean, I can't hate CJ on that because I didn't listen to Gwar for the majority of my life. My original co-host brought him on the show, and I actually learned to like them. Not the live album he brought on first because that was shit, but he brought on another album, and I learned to like him. Lordy will always be the better version of Gwar. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, like I don't mind Lordy. I don't mind Ailstorm's decent. I like there's sort of a synthwave band. There's sort of synthwave and rap, and they do like video game type stuff.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Something like that. A night verse. So they're kind of few and far between, but gimmicks are the mask thing is worn out to me. Like, okay, Slip's not done it, Gar's done it, Mushroom Head's done it, and now Sleep Token,
I don't like Sleep Token.
Sleep Token is like the Kenny G of metal.
I'm not a huge. Oh, that's too much of a nice thing to say about them, even. But
well, I'm just saying, they're just one of the men. Ghost is another one. I want to like Ghost, I really do, but it's kind of like, okay, I see the image, I see the imagery, and I'm thinking, Merciful Fate, King Diamond. Why the fuck do they sound like Bon Jovi? Like, God damn it. Don't give me a satanic priest and then sound like Bon Jovi. Like, I'm expecting King Diamond, Borgnagar, Malevolent Creation, something heavy and dark and mean. And I get bored to
She's
be
a
my
little
baby.
run away.
I mean, if you're gonna dress up like a horror creature from hell, like fucking sound like Mr. Lordy at least. Like,
right.
At least
that's the thing. Like, my brain, I don't hate Ghost. It's just my brain has such a hard time reconciling
the look versus the sound. Yeah.
Right. The sound doesn't reflect the image and vice versa.
Like,
I mean, it'd be like if ICP got on stage and started doing fucking like Spice Girls singing. Like it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work.
No, it wouldn't.
Like if ICP tried to do like Garth Brooks or some shit. It's just
They
this
kind of have.
doesn't work. Like,
but I mean, they got to match. They got to match. You got to match
to
your
me,
image
the whole
to your
thing
fucking
is, if
song.
you're a good enough musician, you shouldn't need a gimmick.
True.
Every once in a while, gimmick will add to it if you're a good musician, i.e., Lordy or somebody like that. But 9 times out of 10, Guar's gimmick is decent because Guar's isn't just about the music. They build a whole sort of world around them.
Yeah.
Space alien, blah blah.
I mean, they haven't been the same since Odorous died, though. I'll say that.
Well,
they haven't been the same since Odorous died.
He was Guar, in my opinion. That was Guar. So,
right. So, but
I mean,
like once you had Slipknot, especially, I lost interest in Slipknot after the first record. Lost the same.
I fucking love Slipknot to this day. Every album they put out is fucking still good. Like, I got Slipknot albums in the fucking chamber, dude. I could bring on any time. We've only done like 2 or 3 of them, so I got plenty to go by still. But oh shit, folks!
I'm glad you guys like this record because it's one of my favorites. And
dude, I loved it.
It's on my long list of artists to go through. I mean, because speaking of good gimmicks, I'm still going through my fucking list of guest stars on Powerwolf albums list, and that's a huge list. So I just finished.
Check out a band called The Real Mackenzies. The Real Mackenzies.
I've heard of them. Yeah. I just actually finished. I just finally finished going through Unleash the Archers. I just finally finished going through them. Fucking nice. Great band. Not great band, but I love her. She's a fucking amazing singer. But I will be bringing them on at some point in the future. Don't know when, but at some point. But folks, come back next week for sure, because we do have an episode next week with the drummer from Zepparella.
Ooh.
That's right. We got a little bit of a higher guest in the music world for once. So it doesn't happen often, but we appreciate when it does because we love having that.
I'm bringing a very, very decisive record.
I have not listened to a sample of yours yet. I'm waiting, but
it is a record that when it came out, you either loved it or hated it. The majority of people have hated it. They're considered the biggest clone or rip-off band of all time. But this is perfect for a drummer.
We'll see.
So,
we will see. We'll see what I think of it. We'll see what my opinion is.
Can I make a guess?
Sure.
Is it Steel Panther?
No.
My last co-host actually was going to bring Balls Out from Steel Panther on the show, but the guest ended up canceling. But I fucking love that album. I love that album.
It's Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Clone. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. See, he gets it.
Living out of touch.
Well,
get it on.
well, I have to hold my opinion until I actually hear it, but we'll see.
No, it's fine. You when you listen to it, Jeremy, you'll understand.
Oh yeah, I read who they wore. I already kind of get which way it's going, but we'll see. And I had a feeling from once I told you who the guest was, and I had a feeling. But folks, I'm continuing my trend next week with an album that came out the same year as that album did. So as the guest albums did. So we'll see if it's a little better album than what I brought this week, hopefully. But come back next week and check it out, folks. Eddie, where can they find you and your podcast?
You can find us everywhere and anywhere. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, yada, yada, yada. Just look up Creepy Coffee's podcast, and we're there. You can find us on our website, creepycoffees.com. We've made it pretty simple. We're all over Instagram. If you want coffee, it's available. Right now, I'm doing free samples, so message me, and I'll send you some free coffee. And that's also you can order that on creepycoffees.com and hit the store. But other than that, we're everywhere. We're banging. We're getting ready to do a 12-month world tour because we have a book coming out. And if there's a horror show or a convention near you, check it out. We may be there.
Oh, there you go, folks. And definitely be shooting you my address for for a free sample of some of that coffee because I love me coffee. So
Yeah.
in the morning, at night I don't drink the stuff, but in the morning I love my coffee. CJ, you gonna say something? Or
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll obviously be crossing paths a lot because I'm finally finishing up my first book and getting ready to release it, and
Awesome.
so yeah.
Yeah, keep in touch. I'd definitely love to work with you and help you as much as I can.
Let me write this down so I don't forget.
How
well,
could
folks,
you forget me? I'm still here.
No, I'm just,
yeah.
dude. I see you, but like 5 minutes after the show ends with my brain injury, I will be like, his name was Eddie. What the hell was his last name? I won't be able to find you.
Well, CJ, where can they find you while you're writing that down?
They can find me pretty much anywhere. The website is musicgodcjplane.rocks is the website, or at Music God Reacts on YouTube. If you look up now, the Mosh Pit Manifesto, that's the new podcast we're just launching. That's the metal, punk, and heavy music. We have the book coming out very soon. It is called All Men Are Cremated Equal. It is sort of Van Wilder meets Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Lots of horror, but very tongue-in-cheek and silly and stupid. Pop culture references galore. Basically, imagine if Van Wilder was a loner truck driver who comes across a Dexter-style serial killer and all the antics that will ensue. Just look up CJ Plane, basically. You'll see my ugly ass. So,
And folks, you can find both your musers on Facebook at Squatchy Largefoot, on X and the gram is that Juggalo Bastard, and of course on YouTube, Maniacal Music Musings. Best way to see everything that's ever been done is YouTube. But come back next week and we'll have another good episode for you. And the Motown bracket continues a week from this Saturday, so come back for the final part of that to see who gets to pick the Christmas bracket. But see you then, folks. I gotta go be daddy once more.